Okay, this is the third try, and I'm going live. I'm gonna wait. Thank you. All right. I'm just gonna wait for a second to see what's happening. I was supposed to go live at 11 o'clock AM Eastern Standard Time for you guys, but the entire internet was down. I tried to do the hotspot. It didn't want to work either. So I'm going to try to give you as much information this way. This is for the jacket challenge that we're doing. And let's see if this will give me more height here. No, that's not going to be good. Let's see if anybody shows up. Alrighty, let's see if I can find, if you're here, give me a thumbs up or something. Okay, you got a thumbs up, yay. All right, this was supposed to be the first live of the series for the jacket challenge. This is to make your own jacket from my PDF jacket pattern. And I mean, I've got to I got to give myself a moment because I can't believe this. Of course, there's a lot of prep that goes on, whether you're doing a live or you're doing a video, you know, for YouTube. And for that to just happen like that, and then it be a network issue, I guess there's nothing else I can do. But so the actual live that was scheduled to be premiered, obviously I'm not on that one. I'm on this one. And I ran out of the house really quick with some of my information, and we'll just see what we can do with what I brought really quickly, because I do have other appointments today. But this is to encourage you guys. Whew, I gotta like zen. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. So this is the jacket challenge for November of 2025, and that we are basically doing just to encourage you guys, whether you think you're able to do it or not, to make a jacket on your own with my PDF jacket pattern that I offer both in letter size, A4 size for Europe and other countries, as well as a large format size that you can print at a, you know, FedEx office or one of those places. So this was to give you as much information as possible so that you can, let's see if I can hear tap fans. Let's see. Okay, okay, we got one person here. Yay, thank you. So, all right, I'm not sure how we can get this, but this is just so that you can basically get as much tools under your belt so that you can feel confident, you know, to make this jacket. There's been a lot of information I put out. I've had the jacket pattern out for, I think, already a little bit over 2 years. So the jacket pattern is, if you print it out on your computer, you will get something like this with 27 pages, literally. And each page will be numbered. There'll be a layout. You know, first, what you want to do is, okay, let me back up. Let me slow down. All right, so I've had this jacket pattern, and I've made many videos on it, and to try to encourage people, you know, to work with it and to sew with it. And I even developed, last year, we did a jacket fitting course, which was the highest level course you could take with me. It meant that you knew a good amount of sewing. It meant that you understood a little bit about fitting in order to take this class. So it's not something that anybody can just take. But with that being said, I'm going to release the first video of the recorded version of that out after this live, as soon as I get internet and I can do that where I live. so that you can see what the course was all about. Meanwhile, I have playlists on how to make this jacket. I have directions actually on my website of sewing directions on how to, to put the jacket pattern together. It is a block pattern, but I don't want it to be intimidating. That's why I decided to do these lives. It'll be every Tuesday. Hopefully this disaster will not happen next Tuesday. But to encourage you to do it, whether you're even just doing it for the first time in a muslin toile, because you're learning a little bit of fitting with me, or you decide to do it in your good fabric. However you decide to do it, this will be very beneficial to you. I have the jacket pattern, the PDF pattern, at 20% off right now on my website, eliascouture.com. So you can go ahead and get that now. Don't delay, because that is something that's not going to last. Also, you're going to want to check out the sizing chart. It's going to be on the website. This particular pattern comes only right now from 2 to 14, so it can only be made in those sizes with tweaking, right? We can do some adjusting, but it can't be like a 4 or 5 inch adjustment unless you do a one-on-one with me, or you let me actually adjust for you. So you want to check out the sizing chart first. If you're between the 2 and 14, it has to be my sizing charts, because my patterns and my drafts and my slopers all follow that sizing chart. And then it's really easy to just print it off the computer. I also did a screenshot of this just so you can see. I'm on a Mac. These are the settings that you want to do on the Mac computer, basically, so that you can, file and then print. You want to make sure it's on portrait. You want to make sure that all the pages are selected, all 27 pages. You want to also make sure that it is scaled to fit, just like it shows you here. Then you can go ahead and press print. I don't know on another computer how that's done. You kind of have to play around with it. But then you're going to get the 27 pages, and you're going to get, all the sizes will be in the printed format. And then you're going to see these little boxes here on the sides. That is the overlap in order to put the pattern together, right? So you have to lay out all the A's on the top, all the B's, all the C's, just like that. And then you're going to actually be able to put the pattern together. I already have it taped together, guys. So I literally rolled it up and brought it here so you can see that the pattern is here. Let's see if we can do that without it flying all over the place. I'm outside this beautiful restaurant. And you tape it together, and you're going to get, so I'm going to just answer questions, because it's not going to be a whole lot of, show and tell in this type of setting, unfortunately. But you tape it together, the patterns together, and then you can cut out on a specific line, meaning with the line gradation that you're going to get on the first page, guys. There's a line gradation. The 2 looks like this line. The 4 looks like that line. 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. So when you find the sizes closest to you, you can either cut that size completely on it, or you can go from size to size. In other words, let's say you're a 2 on top, but your hips and your waist is more like a 4. You can follow this line on the top part of the jacket, and then maybe follow the 4 or the 6 on that. That's the simplest adjustment you can possibly do. But my course actually shows you very in-depth changes to really scrutinize. And I teach you basically the way that it's done in couture, the way it's done in industrial fashion, not in commercial sewing pattern style. So you learn exactly how it's done in an actual setting. If you were working, in a company or a manufacturer, how you would adjust this pattern. So the pattern it does have a basic lengthening line on the sleeve. That's the generic line that you'll see here. It's a 2-piece sleeve, and you can lengthen or subtract on that sleeve lengthening line for that. It does not have it on the base of the pattern. It doesn't have it on the base of the pattern. But you can see this is the base of the actual pattern, and you gotta be kidding me. They're actually doing some construction over there. So if it gets too crazy, I may have to stop and go somewhere else. But, okay. Someone doesn't want me to do this live today because this is insane. This is insane. I can't tell you how frustrating this is. But I do, if you have questions, I want you, the whole reason for me to be on this live is so that you guys can ask questions. So please ask me questions, okay? As I go along. I want you to feel comfortable doing this pattern. The first step, of course, is to find how you want to get this pattern. Go on eliascouture.com and then pick either the letter size or the A4 or the large format version and print it out. Print it out, tape it together, and then lay it out so that you can examine what you want to do as far as any kind of changes on the pattern itself. I was going to teach you some basic adjustments that you can do on the pattern. I may have to wait, I guess, till the next live, right? Because it's not going to happen now. But, after that, it's very strategic. Like I said, I'm going to release the very first class. These were 4-hour Zoom classes with a very small number of students that took it to actually strategically adjust this pattern to the T, like finding the apex, like on the bust, changing the dart location, spreading out. Some really serious changes and alterations were done with these people. I recorded it. It is a members masterclass level available there, but I am going to release the first 4-hour class for free. So keep your eyes open for that, because I'm going to release that so that you can see exactly how that's done, what we did actually in class, and you can think about maybe going to another class or then seeing the other segments that, the second. They were 4-hour classes once a week for a month. So there were 4 of them. And it brings you all the way to making just a muslin, just a mock-up of this jacket. Nothing more than that. But anyway, so that's something that you have an access to. I also have a playlist. It's on the other live and also on my stories not my stories, but my post where I explain what this whole thing is about. So this is supposed to be a challenge from November 1st, whatever, or wherever we are now, 2nd or 3rd or 4th today, till the 26th of November, right before Thanksgiving, guys, to actually try to put a jacket, sew this jacket together with all of my resources and with my live helping you so that you can feel comfortable doing that. I want just anybody to be able to do this. If you can sew at all, I'm hoping you'll be able to do this and you'll feel confident doing this. So that's what this whole challenge was about. But I gave extra kudos for people who wanted to possibly change something on the jacket. This is a peaked lapel jacket pattern, meaning so it goes really way up It does have the peak lapel like a tuxedo would have. So that is already on there. It has patch pockets because it's an unlined jacket, guys. It is not something where you're gonna have to worry about all the pad stitching, where you're gonna have to make your own shoulder pads, where you're gonna have to do welt pockets. It's basically a very generic block pattern with a really cool twist to it by having the peak lapel. And so with that design element, I want you to kind of think about what one thing you can do to change it. It could be fabrication, meaning you're matching a print, or instead of 2 buttons, you put 1 button. Instead of 2 buttons, you put 3 buttons in the center of the jacket. Maybe you lengthen it, make it a little bit longer. Maybe you shorten it and make it a little bit shorter. Just one element that you do that's different, that you can change on this jacket, and then you can enter the contest as you're making it with me. And the contest is, I believe it is, where it is a hashtag. You have to find me on Instagram. It's the same as my YouTube channel, which is Susan Elias Couture. And then you want to post there on my site. You want to tag me, Susan Elias Couture. And then you want to hashtag jacket, I think it's design and fit challenge. I'm not really sure what the hashtag is. I'm gonna have to find it again and maybe post it on this YouTube live video once it's posted live. And once it's already seen live. So, let me just take a break. Unbelievable how these glitches happen. But so this is what I brought with me. I can't show you the jackets. I can't show you the elements of it. But if you go on eliascouture.com, ELIASCOUTURE.com, you'll see the jacket pattern. You'll see the finished product, with some of the pictures. And then go on pattern instructions, and you'll see the jacket pattern instructions, and it'll show you how to sew this together. The only thing that you're going to have to do, that because you're not lining this jacket, you want to get like a medium weight, like a denim weight, or a twill weave medium to heavy weight poplin or twill weave fabric. It could be print, it could be solid, it could be denim. I'm actually getting a beautiful herringbone cotton and wool combination where it's face on both sides, because it is unlined, meaning when you open the jacket, you're going to see the inside. So the entire jacket is going to be piped with double fold, 1/4 inch wide bias binding that you can buy. You need 5 packages of that at the 1/4 inch wide. You're going to need the shoulder pads you can get on Amazon. I'll put all the links again after this video is already posted. 1/2 inch wide. This is all, you can find all this on Amazon, guys. And then of course the thread to match the base color of the fabric you're going to be using, and the color of your piping, your binding. I have to stop saying piping. It's binding, because the binding will be, you want it to be a different color. You want it to strike out. You want it to show, so that when you open this jacket, it's really cool. So that is part of it as well. So you want thread to match that as well. You're going to want 2 buttons, I think between 3/4 inch wide for the center front. And you're going to need, I think 4 on each side, I believe, of 1/2 inch wide buttons to match for your cuffs. It has a traditional cuff on the jacket itself. It has, let's see if I can find that. It has a vent on the back of the jacket. I'm just afraid things are going to just fly away. So I'm just going to try to, give you guys as much information as possible without things flying away. Please ask me questions so that I can answer them even on this live. I do hope that you will do that. And let me know, you can hear me, right? Because I have got fountain next to me and I have music behind me, so I don't know, how much you can hear. But I just wanted you guys to feel like you can make this jacket and you can wear it year round. I'm in Florida, guys, and I wear this unlined jacket year round. I've made it in silk brocade. I've made it in duck cloth canvas. I've made it in twill weave cotton, medium to heavy weight, and now I'm going to make it in a wool cotton combination. So it can be made in almost anything that a jacket or coat should be made in, or a bottom weight should be made in. You don't want anything too thin because you don't want it to be transparent, you don't want it to wrinkle. So if you're going to use a linen, let's say, you want a heavy weight linen. And now they're showing me Xfinity should resolve the interruption. Hallelujah. An hour and a half after my live was supposed to go on. Very frustrating, very frustrating. But I'm glad that a few of you have joined. I'm hoping that this will then be something that you will be able to see afterwards. And then I'm going to put those links of all the resources. The first step, guys, get the pattern. Get the pattern. It's a PDF downloadable and printable pattern. Get on your home computer. You'll get it like this. You'll see the line variations from the 2 to 14 here, and all the pattern pieces. It's easy to put it together. I have a video showing you that. I have a video cutting it out. I have a video explaining all the components of the pattern itself. I have a video step by step already on this, but I thought the live would be extra support for you guys. So I hope that is something that you're enjoying. Okay, we've got a few other people. Please go ahead and ask me questions. I hope that you're going to be interested in doing this. Like I said, you can tweak this pattern by just going from one size to another, by following the different line variations that it comes with. And I can help you along with the 4 live events that I plan to have with you guys. So there's going to be 4. This was number 1. And I hope that this was somewhat helpful so far with the little bit that I brought as far as, to show you what's going on with the pattern itself. It has, you can see this is the front panel. As you can see, it has like a princess dart here. It has the curve of the pattern here. This folds up for the hem. So, yeah, I mean, if you've ever made a jacket before, or you felt like you just want to make a jacket for the first time with a lot of support, this would be good for you. And hopefully you'll get involved with a jacket challenge, because I'm just hoping that this is something that we can all do this November, right? And you can always reach out by email, eliascouture@gmail.com, to ask me more questions. You can also ask questions on this posted live afterwards. And I will answer them. I will constantly look back and see what you guys have done. And, it'll be a great little excursion for you guys to do. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the jacket. Don't be afraid of making a jacket. This is the simplest way you can possibly do it. You're just putting the basic pieces together. You're doing a little cool inside binding accent in it. You're getting a store-bought shoulder pad that you can cover and put in there as well. You can use a 1/2 of an inch thick or an inch thick shoulder pad. It will allow for it. The jacket itself is not a, severe cut. It's more of a straighter cut on the jacket itself. But I will tell you, the sleeve is narrow. It's not a full, huge, wide sleeve. So if you do have issues with that, let me know, and we can show you how to combat that and how you can work with that. I even have an entire video on how to put the collar and lapel together, because that's tricky. It's all in one. There's no pad stitching involved, all of that. So what do you guys think? Is anybody going to try to do it? Give me a thumbs up. I would love to see that. You guys are going to try to do it. Yeah? Just going to stay on a little bit longer. If you have a question, let me know. Yeah? Questions? How are we doing? Questions? Okay, so I'm not sure why it's not showing me any dialogue. I don't know if there's another way. I don't want to press anything at this point. But the jacket challenge. So this is design and fit jacket challenge using my PDF downloadable block Peaked Lapel Unlined Jacket pattern that you can print off. And so it is not beginner, but if you have some sewing experience, you should be able to do this. You should be able to do the whole thing. So I'm not worried about that with you guys. I think you'll be fine. And I want you to feel comfortable doing it. That's the whole point of this whole thing, whether you finish it by the 26th or not. So you're going to post pictures on my Instagram, Susan Elias Couture, SusanEliasCouture, at the my Susan Elias Couture is the same as the YouTube channel in my Instagram. And there you can tag me when you post the pictures at Susan Elias Couture. And then you can use the hashtag, I think it's jacket challenge. I have to make sure what the hashtag is exactly. And then the last live will be on the 25th of November. And then on the 26th of November, I'm going to pick the winner of the jacket challenge. And you get to have a live presence on my YouTube announcing the winner. And there's winning things that you win. The first thing you win, obviously, is a shout out and being able to be showcased on my YouTube channel with your jacket and your pictures, and maybe even, a dialogue with you as well that's taped and put on there. Then you also get a 1-hour private live with me to work on anything, whether it's a personal project or you want to work further on this. Anything you want, you get a full hour with me as a private session, which is I think it's $130 value. And then the third prize is that you get a pattern of your choice for free. So those are the winning things that you will get. But I just want you guys to show it off. I want you to show as many pictures as possible on the Instagram, on Susan Elias Couture. I think I'm going to try to do a live on Instagram now, since I only have the one phone with me and I'm not at the house doing it at the same time. So let's do this jacket together. I'm going to cut it off in a few minutes. If you do have a question, please let me know. Let me know that you have a thumbs up that you want to do this jacket and you want to sew your own jacket. It could just be in the muslin toile, just so you can get the fit right and just so you can get your feet wet with the jacket pattern, and then go ahead and make it in the nice fabric. I made my students do that. They had to do the complete muslin first, everything, except of course the binding. They didn't have to do that, but they learned how to do the binding, in the sewing class. So yeah. So I'm going to cut it off at the 30-minute mark, which is now. Let's do this jacket together. Come on, guys, come on board and do this with me. The Jacket Challenge, November 2025. All right, bye. See you later. Bye-bye.